episode of What the Hell Am I Doing? We're back this week with some spicy sports bets. Hopefully people will watch it. Seems like these videos don't do that well. Please tell me in the comments if you're getting notifications of the new videos, because I'm starting to get suspicion that people aren't. Last week's video did not do as well as I expected, and some people said they didn't get notifications. So let me know in the comments if you actually get notification when the videos come out. And of course, please hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. But please like and comment. It helps the channel, helps things move forward so we can keep this thing going. So today we're going to do some spicy sports betting. I'm a bit disappointed with what was going on with the fight tonight. I almost didn't do this. I was looking forward to the UFC tonight. And last minute, things get changed up, and it's not a good change. Yesterday in the weigh-ins, Charles Oliveira missed weight by a half a pound. Now, if this was a non-championship fight, a half pound is allowed. But a championship fight, you must be exactly on weight or below. And whatever the excuse is, I don't care what it is, he missed weight. And as a professional, that's your job. It's like showing up on time. That's now you're fighting for a non-title. That's bad. So I don't care what his excuse is. The bottom line is he screwed up. His team screwed up. Whatever they did, they miscalculated. If you had to be that exact, maybe you shouldn't be fighting that weight class. Why not come in a pound lighter than exact if you're in that much doubt? But anyways, so the deal is now is if he wins, he cannot keep the title. The title's already been stripped away, so he cannot win the title. But if Gaethje wins, Justin Gaethje, if he wins, he gets the title tonight. I thought Oliveira would probably win the fight before this happened. Now, I'm a little curious if there's a story, if he was injured, if there was a problem with his camp, or if they just flat out screwed up. If any factors like that happen, then maybe he's not going to have a great performance. Maybe it was a tough weight cut. Who knows? If that's the case, it's probably going to be a bad performance. But that being said, I think Gaethje's only chance is really winning this fight is by knockout. And I'm not sure that, he could knock him out. I mean, Oliveira's lost in, fights before where he's been in trouble and he couldn't get out of that. But lately he's been a better fighter. And, when he's had his back up against the wall, he's been able to push back or get up or whatever and, continue on and win. And he's proven to be a champion in the last couple of fights. And, he's eliminated a lot of my doubts. So, I think Gaethje's a really good fighter. I think he could win a championship. But I think there's a lot of guys that just have skill sets that are a little deeper than his. And I think Oliveira's jiu-jitsu is a factor. And I think that no matter what happens, if he can get his hands on Gaethje, he could choke him out. And I think that Gaethje's a great guy and a great fighter, but ultimately there are guys that are more rounded that will finish him off as champions. And he might be a champion, again, and he might be able to hold a title for a fight or two, but I think there are guys that are just more rounded. And that's the way it comes down to things. And I think that, no matter what the situation is tonight, unless Oliveira had a terrible camp, I think Oliveira will probably submit him. So I'm picking Oliveira to win. And I'll bet a Trinidad Viper X on that. The other fight from the UFC tonight I'm going to fight on is Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson. Ferguson's been on a bit of a bad streak lately after being a guy that looked like he was going to tear it up for a long time. He's a weird dude, strange dude, scary dude, really. And, he fights like that, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Chandler's kind of a maniac, too, and, he wears it on his face every fight. And, he's a good personality, and he's a good motivator for people. So, he's a likable guy. I think Chandler's at a better place in his career right now. I think he's a real hard hitter, and I think Ferguson's been real hittable lately. And I think Chandler's going to bust him up. I don't think Ferguson has it anymore. I think he got old in the last few fights, and I think he's seen his best days. And maybe he'll look good early in the fight, but I think if Chandler can land on him, he's going to bust him up real quick. So I'm picking Michael Chandler to win the fight. What will I bet on that fight? You know what? I'll bet. I didn't even think about it. I'll bet a big spoonful of two-division champ hot sauce. I'll bet 2 big spoonfuls. I'll do 2 massive spoonfuls of that if Chandler loses the fight. How about that? And for the big fight tonight, I'm going to do 1 boxing match too. I think this fight's actually going to be a little more competitive than people are anticipating. It's going to be Canelo Alvarez versus Dmitry Bivol. This is a light heavyweight fight. Canelo keeps moving up in weight. He's been there before. He beat Kovalev a few years ago. He's a special guy. There's so many things about Canelo. I've told you guys before. I started watching him fight, I think, in 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. So I've watched him since he was very young, like 21, 22, something like that he was. And he's been an incredible fighter for a long time. To think that I thought he was incredible when he fought Floyd Mayweather, and that was in 2013. That's a long time ago, and he's grown a lot since then. He's undefeated since then. This is going to be a tougher fight for him than I think people think. Bivol's a lot bigger of a guy. I know Canelo trains with light heavyweights, and he trains with bigger guys, so he's used to this, and he's been doing it for years. But there's a chance that if he gets worked to the body and gets beat up over the rounds, that that could take a toll on him, or that he may not be able to take that power. But that being said, I think Canelo Alvarez is something special, and I think he's a truly special fighter. And even though every fighter does the climb and eventually finds a point where they fail, I don't think this is the point where Canelo is going to fail the climb. I think Canelo is too talented. He may not be the heavier hitter in this fight, but I think he's the more talented boxer. And in the long haul of the fight, I think he'll be able to win the fight. He just has to stay away from the big punches and avoid being hit to the body too much. And I think he can take the fight away from Bivol. So I'm going to bet on Canelo winning the fight. And if Canelo loses the fight, I will do some kind of challenge using the newest batch of Champs Power Flakes that I made. So we'll see how that goes. But that's all for now. I've got to get this edited and online. It is almost 5 p.m. The prelims for the UFC, I think, start in about an hour, and the YouTube upload takes a little bit. So I got to get this gone. So it's time to get it done. So please hit the like button. Please comment. Tell me if you want to win some Champs Power Flakes in the comments. And subscribe to the channel. Check out last week's video where I did some gardening stuff that you might not have seen. And check out this random video here. And make sure you hit that thumbs up. And we'll see you next week if there's punishment or something else. Thanks for tuning in.